My marriage ended as a result of my ex-spouse's infidelity. That was one of the more difficult times in my life. Something that honestly sometimes I wasn't sure that I was going to survive sanely anyway. And I learned a lot. I learned a whole lot. The year following my spouse's affair, I read 60 books. I had an insatiable desire for knowledge and information because I wanted to understand what had happened. I was really hoping to find something that would just make it all okay, that would undo the damage that was done and would somehow allow us to go back to that safe place that we had been before. I didn't find that. However, I did learn several lessons, and I'd like to share a few of those with you today. I do want to be clear that I'm not here to hate on my ex-husband or to throw shade at my ex-husband. I've forgiven him completely. I have no hard feelings towards him. I honestly feel warm regard towards him as the father of my child and as a man that I spent years with. I've also come to understand that he may have done us both a favor because he recognized, maybe faster than I did, that we weren't happy. Lesson number one is that people can love us genuinely. Lesson number one is that people can love us genuinely and also make decisions that are hurtful to us at the same time. And this is an important lesson because one of the more difficult things for me to reconcile was how someone who loved me and cared for me could also make decisions that were so very destructive and detrimental to me. That was a very, very difficult thing to allow both of those things to exist at the same time. And they do, and they can. As human beings, we make mistakes. So that mistake, as hurtful and painful as it was, did not mean that there was an absence of love. Lesson number two, it's not so easy as to just leave. Often we make very unfair judgments towards betrayed partners and spouses, such as, why don't they just leave? And I wouldn't put up with that. And these statements are very unfair because these statements are made objectively while looking into an emotional situation. So objectively on the outside, we're using logic to make assumptions as to what I would do in an emotional situation. Because our relationships are emotional. Our family, those people closest to us, that's what makes them special, is the emotional connection involved. Love is an emotion. This is our spouse, our child's parent. This is the person that we have slept next to, sweat with, worked with, played with, fought with, cried with, been sick with, been helped with, traveled with. Day after day, week after week, year after year. And on top of that, all of the hopes and dreams for the future. And those things don't just go away just because their spouse was unfaithful. It's a big decision to make. And it takes strength. Whether you stay or you go, there's nothing weak about a betrayed partner. It requires strength just to go on and heal. There are a lot of reasons that someone might choose to engage in infidelity, but none of those reasons are because the spouse wasn't good enough or because there was an unhappy marriage. And what I mean by that is that there are unhappy marriages or relationships enduring difficult times every day. That's a part of relationship. It was the difficulty within the relationship that caused infidelity. Every marriage experiencing a difficult time would experience infidelity. So it's not a cause. It may be a factor in the unhappiness or overall dissatisfaction within the marriage or a relationship, but it can't cause someone to choose to engage in infidelity or become unfaithful.